It's your first card. Now this might be the energy that you've been in for some time, okay? Past few weeks, past few months, just depends, okay? But you're feeling successful. It's you're pretty passionate about success right now, I feel like. Which, of course, you know, this is Capricorn reading. That's not too far-fetched. Actually, all of these cards so far, like, are very Capricorn, I feel like. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so we're starting off on kind of a new way of seeing the world, a new way of seeing things, maybe a new way of seeing ourselves, or even seeing a relationship, or all of the above, or seeing, I'm getting a lot of it is with what your passion is, what your mission is. You're kind of starting to shift your perspective. Maybe you used to have an idea of what the world is like, or what your life is going to be like, and now you're kind of like, maybe it's going to be a little bit different than I thought. And that's okay, and I'm loving this new version, you know? You're constantly rewriting, you know, you're constantly editing, rather, you know, your story. So just own the power. Own the power, and just really wait, again, for those answers to really come to you. Again, the Condor card, you know, delay any decisions until after you take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Sometimes you're in that state of just not knowing, you know, you just don't know right now. And you just have to say that. You have to be able to admit that to yourself and others. It's very helpful tool for communication to be able to tell somebody, I don't know right now, or I have to process this right now. Let's come back and talk about it later, you know, and take that time and space to kind of be by yourself, you know. And that's when you get to work through some of these issues and these problems and these things that need, you know, they'll come up whenever you have the energy and the availability, and you make the space to deal with some of the stuff, you know, and to actually do the things that really truly matter to you is really important. Okay. And of course, doing some inner child healing, grasping back for that excitement and enthusiasm that you had as a child, and having it throughout your life. That is one of the keys, I think, for this holistic healing. You know, just living well, being happy, being grateful for all the gifts that are given, for all the gifts that were given as well. We are coming into, the new way of thinking, and I think that there's been a lot of maybe learning going on. It's been a big learning phase. Maybe you've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, maybe of mine. Maybe you've been reading books. You know what I mean? It's just maybe podcasts, whatever, you know, knowledge you're taking in is really helping you to grow and become this, you know, person who is really getting more secure within themselves, to have that, you know, conquer yourself mentality, lifestyle, etc., where all the pieces are kind of falling together and you just own it. You just have that confidence. You have the confidence to go off and be by yourself and then wait for the answers. You have the confidence to say you don't know. You have the confidence to follow through with your intention, you know, of what you really want, and not get just distracted, you know. Okay. So overall, this is very much a reading that has to do with kind of your own, your passions and the way that they make you feel, and the way that that is empowering you at this time. Okay, that's what I'm seeing by the way the cards are laid out together. Okay, and it's also bringing you into, I feel like this knowledge that you've been doing is actually bringing you into a deeper sense of self-love, and it's also helping all of your relationships. I feel like every single one of them, and that's just helping you do better. That's just helping you be better every day. Everything you do is, you feel like, is getting better with this new start. You know, I feel like your new start might have started, it might have been going on for a little while. Again, maybe like a month or a week or so. You've really felt like this new, or a day even, you know, it's just like you, or whatever, you know, time is, again, a social construct, but why, I think I just get bit on my arm by something. I don't know what would be in here in October. So, yeah, I think we should have really good thoughts around our actions too. Be proud of yourself for doing the right thing. Okay. Know that what you're doing is the best thing. Like, don't do things if they're not truly good for the long haul. If you don't have really a good reason, you know, to do something, make sure that you're building. I mean, you're always rocking that success vibe, you know, trying to get through, you know, just being Capricorn. This is perfect energy for you. I mean, come on. Doing things right, doing things the right way, you know, showing up for the people that love you, that you love, treating them the right ways. We so often, you know, you get comfortable with somebody, so you know that you can get away with something, so you allow yourself to do it, and then it's like, no, you know, not gonna do that. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna have integrity with all of my actions. Again, this is I think it's part of this new beginning for you. You're getting even higher. You're going even deeper. I'm throwing cards. Okay, got the Fool card flying out. So that means we're going to have a kind of a rush into this new lifestyle, you know, where we are being in the zone, you know. We are kind of in between too still. Like, we know we're starting something big, but it's not all happening at once. So it's like, you know, it's going to happen. And part of that is taking those first steps. Excuse me. To welcome in this new vibe, this new action, this new whatever energy that's coming into your life. You welcome it, you know, in whatever ways that you can ahead of time. Because again, not everything happens at once. And a lot of times it's a slow process of, like, first you change your mind about things, you know, and I see things in a new way. And then you'll start, you know, feeling, you know, differently, and just like getting more excited about certain things, or, you know, and the energy will shift emotionally, and then physically you'll do different things because your drives, you know, everything, your beliefs and expectations are going to drive you into, you know, a better place as well. That's what we have here, you know. And I feel like you almost can't stop this energy. This is so great. This is so powerful. This is so meant to be. It's great. And we're just coming away from things that we don't need, leaving things behind, and it's helping us to open up to people, open up to ourselves. Denial, you know, the smartest people. I know Capricorn is like, I feel like Capricorns are very intelligent, and yeah, sometimes the most intelligent people can actually kind of lie to themselves. You know, they have to lie to themselves. Like, they have to find out how to tell some really good lies, you know what I mean, to themselves, if they're going to be in denial, because they're smart, you know what I mean? So those people, sometimes it's harder for them to actually go ahead and look themselves in the eye and take themselves, stop them, you know. I mean, you have this thing about responsibility, but then you also have your inner, you know, reflection and your shadows as well. And something, you know, is not being kind of seen. You're trying to protect yourself in ways that aren't, you know, you don't even know why. And the shadow work would help with that. Absolutely. Shadow work would bring a lot of fruit, a lot of growth to your life right now. And I have a playlist of shadow work on my other channel. It's actually ClaireeBerry Sanctuary, whole shadowless playlist. But actually, first I would recommend stopping by the playlist on this channel and finding just my program. It's actually featured on my homepage, so check that out. It's free right now until I finish it, so I'm really excited to bring that to you. It's all about the holistic law of attraction. It's all about shadow work. It's all about inner child healing, going deeper, going higher, just like our High Priestess card. Oh yeah, she's in between two pillars. She is going within. She is going so high. She understands this whole microcosm, macrocosm, as within, so without, every breath, every moment, you know, all of these things. She's done so much learning, so much work on, you know, herself and just following her intuition. She's amazing. She's, you know, what you're striving for. at any given moment, you know, on any given day. And to live like her and to embody this energy of the High Priestess and, you know, of temperance as well, getting a lot of the temperance. And did I already go? Let's see, where did it go? I know we had the Justice card, didn't we? Where is it? I must have like picked it up. Oh, no, we're not there yet. Just kidding. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So we do have Libra energy though in this card. Not saying that is Libra's card. I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head what is like the Libra card or whatever, but it is a balancing energy, and we're in the Libra sun right now. So that's just, I think that energy coming through in a lot of readings, again, as well as we're actually right here anyway, is the very next, you know, major card that I had first pulled. So yeah, temperance and justice have been coming. This is at least the third reading that they pretty much came right next to each other. And this one, it's a little more drawn out. The other ones, I don't know. But yeah, balance, 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 balance. Balancing your thoughts, balancing your emotions, balancing your balancing out, you know, your physical, and then your results will naturally balance out once you do all those things. But it's also balancing out them between each other, you know, not being too, you know, operational from a mental standpoint, but also go within and follow your gut and do the inner learning. And, you know, to me, it's all about going higher, going deeper. And we just, you know, there's different ways that you can really do that. I always talk about my channel, my program, but there's also, I mean, you getting in nature, really sitting and allowing yourself to meditate just on something out in nature, like whatever you happen to see, whatever happens to be on your pathway when you take a walk, that sort of thing is really, can be really like grounding, of course, and it can also give you really deep truths will come up as you're doing that. So that's why I love walks in nature. I'm like a huge hiker, and it's really important to get the fresh air and the sunlight, but also like the sounds, you know, you have like the whispering winds and like all of this stuff can get really deep. A lot of my really deep work that I've done, I actually do while in like a walking hike or like meditative, you know, I get into the zone, you know, when I'm walking. Sometimes I talk to myself, sometimes I sing to myself, different like sacred things that just come to mind. And, you know, sometimes I watch videos and listen as I walk, but it's just really important to stay balanced out. And I think that balancing out our 6 S's for success is really important. And that's your physical side. It's like your inner child. It's your outer child that it's your physical. So it's inner in that way, but it's also your outer because it's your physical as well. So as opposed to the inner, you know what I mean? Microcosm, macrocosm stuff. But, oh gosh, you have to, it's the 6 ones, you know, are just basic stuff that you would teach, that you would do to take care of a young child, you know, give them enough water, enough food, enough, well, like I said, fresh air and walk, and sweat is one of them, or steps, like just give them exercise, stillness. So you not only need sleep, but you actually need like to be still and like be able to get into, again, kind of, it gives you a chance to kind of get into that spirit. And, you know, satiation, eating the right food, saturation, drinking enough water, all these things to really balance yourself out right now. I feel like you are doing that, but also like keep focusing on that because it's helping you. When you're so balanced and you're such on an even keel, it just allows you to go deeper and higher and shine your light also for other people. It allows you to stay on that steady, you know, like we'll make it, we're going to do this, we're going to get somewhere kind of might be the energy. But yeah, we do have new beginnings coming and you're open to them. So that's good. But again, just watch out for those kind of underlying pieces where you may not quite be seeing the picture correctly. You really are kind of maybe underestimating your own power in a way. So just keep going within. I mean, and that's really like it's kind of always the bottom line for holistic healing I found through tarot. I mean, you just go, you have to do it. You have to do the work. Go to the shadow work program on, like I said, my KlaireeBerry Sanctuary. But you can get a lot of the even better shadow work on my program here as the playlist. So again, check that out. You are, you know, it's a good time, I think, to kind of kick back. There's going to be kind of I guess, a dull point in astrology here in the next week or so, where it's like not a lot of stuff is happening. So it is a good time to kind of build yourself up, nourish yourself. Again, just help, like, do the things you need to do to keep yourself on the even keel, especially as you do this work, because sometimes when you do shadow work, or especially inner child healing work, it can be kind of deep and it can take a lot of time, and you want to kind of just almost like just kind of get it over with. People really just kind of will watch all the videos they need to watch, binge watch them, and then they will go ahead and do all the work, which doesn't take really, honestly, even as much time as watching the videos. It's just, it's kind of, it can be a really painful process when you're doing the inner child healing. So some people shy away from it, from that. But I think you, Capricorn, actually have, I think you have this really good connection, you know, with, you know, I think that you're really feeling Libra season, obviously, and it's helping you stay balanced enough to where you're kind of opening up this space to where if you want to, you can really, you know, like, cover a lot of ground. And I think it's really important that you do that, and just going within and not try to blame any other people, you know, just realizing that everything's a shadow, you know, or everything's a reflection, and be aware of projection, and just focus on the long haul, focus on the really, really, truly important things. And, you know, because there's a lot of things that can distract us, but if we consistently put time and effort into things, we will get something out of it. And, you know, again, I think you understand that, and you know that, but something might be getting in our way of, like, manifesting some of the things we want to, or like getting in the way of our work, or getting in the way of our home. And I think it has to do with something about the past, and just being really maybe nostalgic in the wrong way, focusing on, oh, what should have been, or, you know, you have to just kind of get the good and move on and start fresh on a new beginning, or, you know, working on something that you've been working on for quite some time, and then just like keep making more plans for it, you know, keep striving to grow and go further and further than you've ever been before. And if you make that kind of your mission and your lifestyle, then it'll all come together for you. You know, you will have whatever, you have like everything you wanted, you know, you will have like miracles happen in your life, and just creating things, creating so many beautiful, wonderful things that really fulfill you and make you who you are. And it's going to change you. I feel like this passion, this work, this new kind of endeavor, again, that you may have been on. You'll get to a point soon, I think, too, where you know that your passion and your action is going to align, and you're going to still have to do kind of like planning. And I think even through like the rest of the year, there's going to be a lot of like just build up for this new change. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of build up. We're getting ready for January of 2020. I can tell you that. And then the second half of 2020 is going to be different than the first. That's what I know. Okay. So take your passion by the hand and also walk with it. So that means, you know, walk the walk and talk the talk. If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. You know what I mean? That's why all these twin flames, like, why are you watching a twin flame person who is not in union? You know, I've been with my twin flame for 10 years, off and on, albeit, you know, but we're still together. We still want to be together. We're talking about, you know, going, you know, like official, and even like other things beyond that. Just like this whole new way of allowing ourselves to be who we are, you know, deeper knowing of just, you settle into the unconditional love, and you're like, yes. And, you know, for you, I think you might have this as well. You might really have an established situation that's really taking you really far, because I just feel like you're so stable. But you can always move it forward in a way where, like, I feel like you almost may be in the same situation where you just aren't necessarily very open about it. You might be like committed and exclusive with your person, perhaps, but you're having an idea, and it's kind of been in your mind. It's kind of a burning like passion, perhaps, you know, that you want to kind of shine it a little bit more. But anytime you've ever kind of thought of that before, you might be thinking about it in the wrong way. And it's actually causing problems in your life to be chained to maybe some social conditioning that's going on here. in regards to the relationship, or what we believe that relationships are. So this is why, again, we do this shadow work and this inner child healing work, to get control of our emotions back from these systems that have been brainwashing us, and that have been honestly brainwashing others, and just causing so much discord and financial stress and a lot of other things where people do bad things. You know, we're always like, oh, why, how could somebody do such a bad thing? Or we don't know what they've been through. We don't know any of that stuff. And a lot of these things that are happening like that create these evil circumstances and all of this stuff, it has to do with the systems, you know, that are, and it's kind of cool because we're in a really cool place in history to watch some of those systems crumble. And we have to step up and be the best versions of ourselves. Everybody's like, live your best life, live your best life. Yes, live your best life, but not in that way, you know, not in the way that they use that, or that they meant that. Like, this is our best life, is like being on point, you know, following through, not only knowing the right thing to do, but then following through and actually like it's really, a lot of it is just about getting that alignment between if you want to really simplify it, it's the alignment between getting your mind and your actions right. So in between there, you do have emotions, but the mind and the actions need to be in alignment. Your actions need to be following through on thoughts that you've had. Your actions can't be willy-nilly. I keep saying this. And I know you're like all about, Capricorns are all about responsibility. They're all about like wanting to show up, do the work, do the right thing, you know, work hard, play later, this sort of thing. And this is changing for you. I feel like this whole thing is changing for you, because this passion that you have is, maybe it's not like you. Maybe it's like maybe, like I said before, you never saw yourself doing that before. And now you're really interested in things that you might not have been. Or maybe it's a new person, that you're interested in a new person, but you're having renewed passion. Whether it's an old person or a new person, they're making you feel like, wow, you know, this passion is real. Like, where did this come from? This is awesome. Or could be career. It's kind of more about what you love right now, rather than a person or a place or a subject, this or that. So whatever you're obsessed with, you know, or whatever we don't try to obsess over others. We only obsess over ourselves. Let's remember that. But yeah, again, we got this card with this card too. So this is that gentle warning, you know, about making sure that you're not overlooking important details, and make sure and look closely at these, especially if they hurt, or again, if you're just having like a dissonance between thoughts, like, I can't figure this out, or why is that way? And it's just a good way to like always be open and always be reflective, always be tuned in. Try to tune in frequently with how, you know, with what your feelings are. Like, just be like, hey, how you doing? You know, treat yourself like that child. This is the thing. It's inner child healing, and it's also childlike living. CLL, baby. You treat yourself like a child. You know, you give yourself time to cry it out. Go to your room, have a timeout. Fuck yeah. Don't always go. Make sure you, like I said before, you're taking care of all of your physical needs, but also go back and tell yourself now, as a young child, when in the times of your hurting, you know, what did you need to hear? And go back and give yourself that love, whether you do it as yourself, or you envision your mother or somebody else doing it, you know, like a adult person in your mind that was very loving. Like, you could do that, or even like you could potentially do it with your twin flame as well, and just visualize them giving you exactly what you need, and feeling it and meditating with it, and like do it before you go to sleep, do it when you first wake up. Those are the two most powerful times to do any type of visualization like that. And when you get that emotion, when you are doing this on the right things, and you have the right, you know, it's not like some shallow cars, and you know, it's always about the money, you know. No, this is about love and relationships and loving ourselves and growing, and that's the true part, you know, of the law of attraction. That's how it becomes, you know, a lifestyle that you can really be proud of. You know what I mean? And it is about juggling. It is about the yin and the yang. It is about knowing the paradoxes in between every everything, you know, that is, and every deep truth that there is, there's a paradox to it. Okay, so specifically for you and moving into the future, okay, and what you need to kind of think about. See, what we're talking about now is kind of what you're going through, but I want to just do a little quick read about like what's coming up for you, maybe just this week, or what is coming up soon that we need to know. So, yeah, I think that our relationships are changing as well. You know, as we're doing this work and as we continue and as we go into the future doing this work, our relationships are going to change even more. And it might be our work relationships. It might be, you know, just people that you are that you have to talk to. It might be work, you know, might be where you move. But it's going to be, it's just going to be like this whole kind of new stance. And you had I think you had a lot of aces in this reading. I don't still have all of them out because I've been through so many cards here, but this is a new, take one more. Oh, wow. Oh, that's great. That's our last card. Okay. So what the last cards that we have, you know, we have this new beginning and we need to protect it. Okay. We have this new beginning and we need to connect it. We have this new beginning and it has to be with our mental, it has to be with our emotional, it has to be with our physical, our actions, it has to do with our repeated habits over time, and that is how we're going to manifest what we want. In short, that's a law of attraction. I do have law of attraction playlist, and it is part of the program. So while it's free, go check out the program playlist, and the first part of that is all about the law of attraction anyway. So it's really going to be good for you. If you feel like you have an imbalance in any area of your life, which we all do at any given moment, to get in the habit of doing this type of work. And again, aligning all of these aspects of your energy. Okay. Once you do that, you will feel on top of the world. Nobody can fuck with you. You are like that person who just not knows everything even, but has just been through stuff and like people really relate to, and people automatically just look at and they're like, they've obviously been through a lot, and you know, they have obviously learned so much and made the best out of it, and they are still, you know, strong and growing and surviving and teaching others and leading others. It's like, how do they do it sort of energy. And then with all of this work that we do, you know, it just feels so good. We feel really a real connection here, you know, with the family, because you got the kids really dancing hard over there, you know. And the vibe that this happy family puts out is so important for the rest of the world to feel. You are important. There's a reason why you're here. And it does have to do with even just the basics of mastering yourself. Okay. And creating the best life for you and your family, or you and your, you know, your family of friends, or, you know, creating an online community, or whatever it is. You know, you have a passion, or you'll come into this with the work that we've been talking about and all of the advice that I've given. If it's on this mindset, it's going to go to this place. That's what this is about. And it's about, you know, learning how to juggle things better, and every action is in line again with what you really want to do. And you know what you really want to do, because again, you've done this law of attraction so much that you've definitely second guessed yourself and really understood to be in alignment with the, you know, the powers that be, the true powers that be, which of course is, you know, all of the great spirit, you know, that is with us, of love and light, basically. Short story. And we are made to feel blissful. We are made to feel, we are really made to have a great life and be blissed out. Like, we're wired for that. We really, really are. But sometimes, again, we just get off balance, and we give our attention, we give our money, we give every energy, we give it away. You know, again, from head to toe, I always say, like mental, emotional, physical, and then you have, you know, your kind of karmic, and then you have, you know, your environmental and your financial, and there's others. Just all of this energy holistically needs to be balanced. And if we keep getting distracted, you know, by every little thing, and having so many more distractions, and then we're following mass media here and there, and they're keeping us distracted. And they really do. It's really bad at this point in age, because I mean, you take the powers that be in this country, even right now in America, and all they're doing every day is creating even more, you know, dissonance and negative energy for other people. And it's like, that's not for naught. Sometimes I like to say that is there for a reason, and it's very distracting. But when we shut off the lights, when we walk away from all that and worry about ourselves, we don't worry about anybody else. We only obsess over ourselves. Do not worry about what your twin flame is doing, what your person is doing, what your soulmate is doing, what your companion is doing. I mean, do the minimum, of this type of stuff. Like, you are most focused on yourself. And again, this alignment and connection of your mind, your body, and your emotions. Okay. Actually, your mind is first. Okay. And that's why he's praying, because he's got to let it out. He's got to deal with the shit, and he's got to say it out loud, let it out to the universe. And then, you can do, that's the mental that you deal with first. And then you have the emotional, and then you have the physical, and then you have the environmental, or what comes back to you, your pentacles. Pentacle, environmental. Hey, I think it's got a ring to it. But yeah, it's what happens to you. It's your money flow, your feng shui, it's your karma, it's everything that happens, everything that you go through, that you deal with on a daily basis. Okay, so healing is going to be really, really important, and it's going to take us far beyond where we ever thought we were capable or deserving, I think, of having. And it's going to lead to, I'm getting a lot of family here. This may not be even the, significant other in the normal sense of the word, but it could be that it really is. I'm actually getting more that, that it is. And it's about time that this person is now, you've been with them so long, or you just love them so much, it's unconditional. You've been juggling this relationship for a really long time, and you have been doing the healing. Because you're just getting better at it and better at it and more advanced at it and more advanced at it. And it's helping you to, because this is the dream that he's having while he's sleeping. This is what he wants. This is your law of attraction stuff. This is your will, what you work for. And when you keep on working and you keep on going, and again, sometimes you have to leave behind situations and people and things that you thought was your destiny. You thought that was what you wanted. And now you're seeing that you want even more. You want something different. And I think that has to do with your relationship reaching this higher state. So congratulations on that. And it might be very, very passionate, even though there might be this familial aspect to it. And I don't mean that in a weird way at all. Okay. But it's like you've wanted this for a really long time. And again, you may be seeing it in a new way. You may have gotten rid, again, of, like I said, social conditioning that kind of actually caused problems for you in your relationship. And now you're realizing what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I swear, I've saying that in like 15 videos. It's important to know what you really, really want. You do. I feel like you do. I feel like you've been on the right path. You just needed to kind of modify it down. To kind of see it, the bigger picture. To pay closer attention, to see what you were overlooking. You were overlooking something big, and I do think it has to do with your, maybe this twin flame relationship, or this love soulmate relationship, whatever you want to call it. People label things, and it's like a lot of it doesn't need to have these divisive labels. And again, divide and conquer, these social conditioners. Anyway, that's your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know what you think. Please thumbs up some blah, 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 blah. Check me out. I'm all over social media. KlaireeBerry at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. KlaireeBerry.com. I have all the details on the current pricing on any type of reading, consultation, joining my direct coaching club, and all of this stuff. So check it out if you're interested. And again, thank you so much, very much. Much love, many blessings. Take care, and I'll see you very, very soon.